Hey guys, Big J here from the Centre Bounce. In today's video, we're going over how my team went in round 4 and the players I'm looking to bring in over the next few weeks. Hope you enjoy. Guys, round 4. Mate, it was a bit of a difficult one. In some respects, we did quite well. In other respects, including our captaincy score, we did not perform. Tom Green did not perform. Whitfield did not perform, who we just kind of brought in, even though he did have a bit of an injury or an injury scare, which could have set me back quite a long period there if he actually was injured. So thanks Whitfield for not being super injured, but yeah, the 87 score that you put out wasn't great for us. Let's check out how my scoring was. We scored 2285 this week. And as I said, wasn't the best, but definitely was better than some other teams. Hopefully you guys did better than me this week. We're up just under 6,000 spots, heading into top 14,000. So yeah, moving on slowly up the rankings. Hopefully we end up, being able to cash in on the best 18 rounds and then be able to make ourselves work up the ladder. Let's check out how the team went. You guys know who I brought in. Whitfield was in. Dempsey and Darcy were in. So very happy with, well, at least the two rookies. They put out a bit of score, made me some bank, which I'm definitely very happy with. Starting from the back line. So Luke Ryan was up and down. I think he was on 70 odd at half time and then just really fell off in the last two. Hayden Young eclipsed him in scoring. I don't know if he was made to be a bit more accountable, but yeah, it's a tough one. We want more than a 111, which is a bit cheeky, but yeah, it is what it is. Harry Sheezel, 124, very happy. Nick Dacos, 102. So the Finn McGuinness tag maybe was real, maybe not. But I'm pretty sure Nick Dacos was on 102, 101 for the last 10 minutes or so. And then just came out and got stuck. So maybe he had a bit of an influence on there. If you antipoded Nick Dacos, you would have been very happy. Because if you look at his price, so 110 average for the following week. So it's not great. Whitfield, 87, was expecting a bit more. I did say in the intro that, hey, look, he got injured. Bit of a headache, neck type dealio. And then halfway through the 30, took a bit of a hit on that spot as well, but played through. So I was very happy. You can see what his scoring is, what his role is a bit like. A little bit like a Nick Martin, where he gets a lot of those cheapy kicks off the halfback. And I think he would have ended up scoring a lot more if all of his long bombs weren't intercepted by Gold Coast. So bit of a rough one there. D'Ambrosio at 63. So not happy, not great. We've only made, 90K off him. And potentially, if he doesn't score well this week, we might be looking to offload him. At his price point, we can get some crazy people in. So, yeah, he might be on the chop. Massimo. Zach Williams, 81, very happy. And if you have a look at the difference in the price, break even. So 50 break even, 7 break even. Even though Williams is cheaper, yes, 81 score definitely boosts him up a little bit and was used quite well this week. So I'm very happy. Howes, now the whole idea was to not have Howes on field, and because after his 21, 24 last week, very happy for those people, especially you guys in chat, that ended up getting more than a 21, because I think in the last 10 minutes of the game is when a lot of his scoring came on. So yeah, very happy for you guys. Not so much for me at the moment, but we'll take the 46. We'll get a little bit of cash in. I think he's going to be a slow burn. I'm not one of those people I think that are going to trade him out at the moment. I've got a few other players that need to go before him. And I think, in this Melbourne side, as long as you're playing, once that 28 kind of goes out of his cycle, which I think might be this week or next week, he'll start coming back up in price again. And I think the way that they play, if he has a good game, let's go 70, 80, he could reset himself and get to 300K. Which at the moment, that's what we want. Right now, 223K really doesn't get us much. Zach Reed obviously didn't play, but I think he's going to be coming back. If we have a quick look, around round 7. So we'll see. Speaking with Joe, Zach Reed apparently is going to play if he's fit. So yeah, we'll see and wait what happens with that. Bont, 141. And I'm not going to talk about Tom Green and Zach Butters, but Bont, 141. Very happy. James Jordan, get in the bin. That's all I can say. So you've made your money. You've done okay for us. I think we brought you in at 280K. And yeah, you've made 70K and I've spent 2 trades on you. So it's really not worth it. This year, especially with my lack of trades, if I was on 33, I'd be much happier. And especially with Nick Martin and Hayden Young still in my team, which would be very, very favourable right now. Matt Roberts, very happy with the 80. McKercher, 54. Now, we got slapped around a little bit in this game versus Brisbane, and unfortunately, McKercher just didn't score very much. One thing to really worry about and actually keep an eye on is his break even. At the moment, it's 43. So, yes, that 54 is going to be in his cycle for a bit longer, and potentially he could be one of our first trade targets out. Looking at the back line, we might be able to keep at least Zach Williams for a bit longer. So maybe just a Roberts comes up to take over this position. We'll wait and see for that. But McKercher is no way a hold, no way a chuck him straight in these two positions and you're laughing type player. Yeah, it's a bit of a rough one because he's only made 100K at the moment, maybe a little bit less. It's not great. Sanders 82 and Jeremy Sharp. Now, I know a few of you guys in the chat don't have Jeremy Sharp, and it sucks. 126. I always knew the role was there. And about 10 minutes before the game, Jack Carroll went off, Jeremy Sharp went on, and I was very, very happy with that. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. But his break even is super low. That 126 is going to be in there for a while. It's always been rolled for him. And that's kind of why I picked him to start with. He owns that wing at Freo. He owns the wing. So that just meant, look, he's going to play every week. Very, very happy. Sam Berry, 33. We only kept him because he was going to make money. -2 break even. Right now, he's going to go next week. So that's not a big deal. When I do a trade video later on in the week, I'll kind of show you what my plans are for there. Jack Carroll, 66. So hopefully he stays with Sam Walsh. That's coming back. Hopefully he keeps his position. That'd be very favorable for us. Still got a lot of money to make with a 1 break even. So yeah, a couple more scores, potentially what gets to close to 300K. Him plus some cash and one of these rookies equals a premium, and that's what we want. Another player similar in a position is Darcy Wilson. Now, he only scored the 28 last week, which isn't great, but 24 break even should make some money. And once that 28's out of the system, might start creeping up in price. Last week was a terrible game being relegated to the forward pocket. I don't think this week was as bad. Max Gawn, 129, so very, very happy with that. Brodie Grundy, 93. Now, I've been considering kind of playing around with my team at the moment because I've got so much money. Just keeping Brodie Grundy and I can get 2 upgrades on field, and ideally that would be preference. But Brodie Grundy, 193, and there's certain times in Supercoach throughout the years where your decisions now can affect a lot of stuff down the track. And I think Brodie Grundy is going to be one of those ones. If I don't get rid of Grundy now, I hold him, it's really going to hurt me down the track. And like this week, cool, lost 50 points to Marshall. Lost, 30 points to English. So, yeah, it's not the best. Livingston obviously didn't play. And then the guy that I had my VC on the entire week and then took it off. Well, not VC, but my captaincy on the entire week and then took it off. Isaac Heaney. Now, if we check out Heaney's scores, if you guys can see because I'm currently in the way, but the man has been on fire every week, every single week. You could have captained him, their captain. Let me pull it up. Round score. Yeah, every week, captain. So, yeah, it's very good. Captain, you'd be happy. Captain, very, very happy captain. So, yeah, we'll see what happens after his bye, what his projected is going to be. But if you don't have Heaney, it's not next week is probably the last week you could get him in. I was advocating for bringing in Heaney earlier, even 2 weeks ago, last week at sub 600K. You've got to keep him basically treat him as a midfield primo at this point. So, yeah. Another one who's a midfield primo is Sam Flanders. And unfortunately, I think he was relegated to half back a little bit last week. This week. Coming off the bye, I think Gold Coast brought in 3 players, and obviously Sexton got the boot, but Flanders had to maneuver around a little bit. Still scored a 125, so very happy there, but I don't think he's in line for DPP unless he plays 100% back in the next 2 games. Sorry, guys. Tom Powell. Now, North Melbourne has had a shocking run early. We played Carlton. We've now played Brisbane, 2 teams that our midfield are going to struggle with. Tom Powell basically played on Lockie Neal. Lockie Neal went massive. Tom Powell was 673. Sorry, 73 for Tom Powell. I think his tackle numbers were decent, but his disposal efficiency just wasn't there. And something to watch. If I can flip Tom Powell to a premium, I may be looking to do Tom Powell to a premium in a couple of weeks. Petrarca's very good and not very cheap, but very, very good. Zach Merritt's in a similar boat. We'll try and bring him in next week as well. So Tom Powell's there. Cool. I'll be able to get him back. I'll be able to swap other players for a similar type of level of scoring player. He's probably only going to bank out, 450K. That's 450K. I can turn into a premium in other positions. So something to watch out for there at the moment. Harley Reid, and unfortunately some people in the chat and some people that I know offloaded Harley Reid, and he's basically just reset his break even. So 67 projected next week, going to go up 25K. We should be looking to get him maybe around 330K, which is very, very favorable for us at the moment. Dempsey, very happy with the 80, went up, 50 odd K. So pretty happy with that. Next week projected a 60, still going to go up decent money. He's playing North Melbourne. He could pop out 110, 120 very, very easily. We're not very good at the moment. Our midfield's not that great. So Dempsey, 100 plus, potentially coming. Sexton didn't play. Cadman obviously didn't. Cadman 50. And then Sam Darcy. So very, very happy with the pickup. Focused last week a little bit around cash gen. And, cash gen was here in the bank. But then cash gen also on field. Now, we traded out Jesse Hogan, sub-ton. Very happy with that trade. So, yeah, I think he made a little bit of money, but keeper he is not. I'm going to show you guys some players who I'm looking to bring in over the next couple of weeks and potentially how we'll do that. There's some guys who've got some real value coming up and some premiums that we just don't have at these positions here. We've got 5 mids to fill. That's a lot of bloody mids, guys. And that's, 650K, 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 650K. It's a lot of money. Probably should have started a few more premium mids in the midfield or not swap them out as they go. But it is what it is. We just have to deal with that problem now. So let's pretend we're going to trade out James Jordan, who's definitely going. And we have a look at some of the players who we really want to look to bring in. If I filter by, and you guys should probably do this as well when you start to plan out your pricing. So we've got Bont, fantastic. Zach Merritt is one who I'm definitely looking to bring in either next week or the week after. He's got a very favorable run at Marvel Stadium over the next little while. And I think this game's at Marvel, but, round 6 onwards, you've got to get Zach Merritt in your team because post-buy, Joe and I were always talking about it. He's even done it pre-buy now. 136 average. His break-even, I think, is still pretty low. So 115 break-even. So maybe he stays around this price versus the Dogs, but he could definitely jump up. Christian Petrarca is one who I definitely want in. And if I can move mountains to make it happen, I will. So 660K, a little bit more expensive, but really isn't dropping in price. Oliver's kind of fallen off a cliff a little bit, which makes Petrarca all the more better of a pick. He's one that I'm definitely looking to swap to, if I can, even a Tom Powell. Tom Powell plus potentially a Carroll or someone else. Hey, look, Petrarca's in my team. And I think, yes, Tom Powell is considered to be a little bit of a keeper, but right at the moment, we've got a lot of these forward rookies pumping out decent scores. So if Tom Powell goes out, Darcy goes on field, we're not too bad there. Caleb Sarong, someone who I'm definitely considering. If we move down the list, I think Matt Rowell. So we know Joe was talking a lot about Tuke Miller having favorable matchups. It seems like Tuke Miller's still being made to play a little bit accountable, which isn't great for his scoring. Plays Gold Coast, plays Hawthorn twice, I think, as well, and North Melbourne twice. So Matt Rowell could definitely be one of those players. He's gone to another level at the moment. It's really only his body that is in trouble for him. If he stays fit, fantastic for us. Moving down the list, Jack Steele potentially will get in this week. I think there's a little bit of value to be made there in terms of price. If he scores a similar amount, or I think it's like a 110, if we can just checkily have a look at his break even. Yeah, 69. So if he scores a 120, he gets basically unobtainable. He's gone up 100K, and we've let him go up 100K without him actually being brought into the team. We were supposed to bring him in last week. It sucks, but he's one that we definitely want. Now, is there anyone else? We've talked about Straka, Zach Merritt, Matt Rao, Jack Steele a little bit. So that's 4. Maybe we go for one more. Let's have a bit of a look. Who else is in our plan? Now, this is a little bit outside of, hey, look, we're budgeting for the buys. I will just have a quick look. There might be some other people there. Potentially Matt Crouch, but he's fallen off a little bit. Maybe a Brayshaw is the one, or an Errol Goulden, I think could be one that we're definitely looking at. And if we have a look at his break even, at the moment it's a 145. So there is a little bit of money lost there. But the next 2 weeks really have to be outside of this week. Zach Merritt getting my team, Christian Petrarca getting my team. That's a lot of money for someone like myself who, potentially after this week only has 1 buy left. Not very good. So I can get one of those guys in. I can't get both without flipping a Tom Powell. I'm probably pretty happy to do that at the moment. I know some people have got him as a keeper, but his scoring's really got to jump up for me to do that. If it does, cool. We'll figure it out from there. But do have some decent cash gen. If you have a look at my bench, if you have a look at the bench, there's still some money to be made there. Got Cadman, got Darcy, Howe's not so much, but Carroll, Wilson, and all these guys on field. If we can fill this midfield out, I think we can build the team off doing this. We've got Massimo and Zach Williams as well making some money. Round 7, maybe flip a Roberts, go Massimo into a player. In the midfield, Zach Williams a similar position. So there is a lot of money. It's partly why I brought in Dempsey last week as cool. 350, 400K. We're laughing at that point. Him plus one of these guys on field, Fallen Primo. We're done. So, yep, something to think about there. Let me know, guys, what your trade plans are looking like. Have you kind of thought a little bit ahead? Yes, after this week, I might have 28 trades, which does not look good. But hopefully I can do a few one-up, one-downs, and yeah, we'll see how we go from there. That's my review for round 4. 4 weeks in, but it feels like half the season's finished in terms of Supercoach. Kind of when those first round of upgrades start happening, we start moving around players in our team, especially myself and Joe that have spent a lot of trades early as well. We're going to miss out a little bit on the second half of the season, but that's all right if our teams are finished. We'll see what happens there. Guys, let me know down in the comments. Big J, I did this well. Got some questions. I like your team. I don't like your team. Don't trade out Elliot. Yo, I don't have him. It's okay. Let me know down in the comments. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic week. Not, it's only round 4. It's not too bad. Your season's not over. Hopefully you didn't trade Nick Martin and Hayden Young and curse them every time you see them on field like I have been doing the last couple of weeks. Guys, we've got our live stream on Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays, 7:30. Thursdays, 5:30. It's got a lot of fun. We go over all the games, answer your questions live, so stay tuned for those. Here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work so you guys don't have to.